So good morning and welcome to Tuesday's chair yoga. Make sure that your chair is on a nice secure surface and that it's stable, it's not going to fall over on you. We're going to start off with Ujjayi breath or ocean breath, and this basically wants you to constrict your vocal cords, your epiglottis. It wants you to pull it in. Now this sounds a bit weird. The way we do that is we can yawn, and as you yawn, you'll feel it kind of close. You can whisper. If you whisper, it'll feel as if it starts to close up. And you want to keep that kind of close, and you're breathing in with that closed. Now, I was overly making that loud. I hadn't pulled in everything else and it was putting a bit of strain on my throat. But that's the kind of noise, like an ocean or a snoring. You're trying to do it completely through the nose, but you can always start off in through the nose and out through the mouth and get that sound as you're pushing out. But you're going to try and lock your pelvic, your root lock, and your abdominal lock. So you're pulling in at the bottom as you breathe out, and then you're pulling in through the top. With this, you breathe solely into the top of your lungs. So it feels as if as you're breathing in, you're... So it fills it all up the top. Again, I was overly exaggerating that, but you'll feel that kind of pulling as you start to breathe it. Okay? So... we're going to start with a breath out. We're going to bring our thoughts into our pelvic and pull in our lock, or pick up that P. Pull in our abdominal lock as we're pulling back. And then we're going to breathe in. Now you might want to keep your hand on your belly so that it doesn't move. And we're going to take 3 breaths in, lifting. Filling the whole of the lungs and out. 2 more. And last one. Lovely. Also, my internet cable's unstable. Hopefully I don't disappear on you. So, we're starting with our legs on the floor. We're going to turn our palms over, bring our shoulders down, and we're going to do a bit of a chicken move with our neck. We're going to stick our chin forward, drop it down, roll it up. Let's do 2 more. And bring it up. So really take your thoughts into what's happening at that neck. It's a beautiful movement. So again, we're going to keep our thoughts here. We're just going to tick our head. So very slightly. Again, thinking what's happening at the neck, at the ears, the crown of the head. Which side is tight, which side is loose. And then bring it to centre. And again, we're just a little movement, so it's not all the way around like we normally do. But again, what's tight, what's loose? Can we feel it pulling around the eyes? Can we feel it pulling around the lips, the jaw, the neck? And bring it back to centre. Take the arms out to the side and you're going to push as if you're pushing away 2 walls. Trying to stop them from closing in. Now you don't want your neck shoulders to come up, you want your shoulders to be down and you're pushing. And we're going to take the fingers and we're going to point them towards the floor, but we're still pushing out. Trying to pull the shoulder blades away from each other and the chest bone, so we're not curling around the front, the same as we're not pulling back, we're pulling out. We're going to bring them up so that they're straight and we're just going to take them round in a circle. And then we're going to bring them in, we're going to turn them palm up, and we're going to take them in the opposite direction. And then bring them down to the side. Give your shoulders a little shake. Looks like it should be easy. Holy hell, that's sad. So we're going to bring them together and we're just going to turn to the side, and you'll feel that pull through the shoulder and take it to the other side. So just twisting and turning, you'll feel it's a lovely pull out around that upper back, pulling out through the shoulders. And one more time. Bring that down. So from here we're going to roll forward. Now you can keep the knees together or you can take them apart. It's up to you. So you're going to, and again, if you've got bad back, then keep the back straight. If you've got high blood pressure, keep the head in line with the heart. This is not adapted, so I'm taking my head down. You're going to breathe out, pull the belly in, and let your body roll down. Hold it here. Enjoy this stretch. Let the head loose. Let the shoulders loose. Remember, if you've got boobs, they want to go between them legs instead of squishing down on top of them. Open the legs a little wider. We're going to bring the hands to the legs, the knees. Lock up, so that we're bringing the head back and the blood starts to come down, and then we can push back up. Depending on what kind of chair you've got, if you can get your hands behind, pull the shoulders back, lift the arms up, stretch in the opposite direction. And then release. So we're going to go do that one more time each side. So here we go. Breathing out, taking it down. Let the head drop. Let the shoulders drop. Let the arms. Bring the hands up, bring the head up first, and then push up. Take the hands round the back, clasp them together, shoulders back, pull the chest forward. And release, bring it back. So we're going to take it over to the side, but we're going to bring our hands onto our head. We're going to keep our butt stuck to the chair. We're going to reach over to the side and back up and over to the side and back up. Bringing it up, taking them arms back down. Lovely. Bring it into our waist. Let's take it round into a circle. So leaning forward and moving round, curling the back. Taking it round, curling the back. You'll find you want to breathe out here. You can breathe in here. And let's take it the other direction. Bring it to the centre. Lift it back up. So let's bring it down into our pelvic floor. 5 of these, 10 times. Remember, if you want to, you can have that block. Grab it, Lou. Grab the rule up for later. You can have the block between your legs if you want. It'll help to encourage your inner thighs to work and squeeze. So we're going to close our eyes. Roll our shoulders down. Tuck our chin back. We're squeezing our legs together. We're tightening up our thighs. Same thing we would do as if we were standing up. Shoulders back down. Start at the bottom. Imagine stopping yourself from breaking wind. Stopping yourself from having a wee. Pull your stomach muscles in. Breathe. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could do that breathing that we've been doing into the chest. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. So we could try ocean breath. So again, I'm going to pull in at the bottom, at the back, at the front, at the belly. Relax. So that was 10 breaths as opposed to 10 seconds. So here we go again, 10 breaths. Pull in. You can place that hand on that belly if you want to make sure it doesn't move. Relax. Here we go again. We're going to relax there. We'll leave it there. That was 4 sets. We'll come back to us. We'll do that at the end as well. So it's a great one for building up here. It helps to release your nervous system and helps you to relax as well. Again, it's a really nice one to listen to that sound as it goes in and out. We're going to lift and march our legs. So we're squeezing our stomach muscles and we're lifting our legs up as if we're marching. We can stay here or we can take it out and point and flex and back and in. Lifting it off. If you need to, you can always hold that leg, but you don't want to drop forward. You want to squeeze these stomach muscles in. And we're starting to work the knees and the ankles, the hips as well. finish. Bringing it there. Lift your foot, bring it up onto your thigh if you can. If you can't, take it down onto the floor. Keep it on a lower, onto a block, onto a buffet, anything. If it's so you're raising it slowly. Now you may find it easier to come to the edge of your chair. And you're just going to butterfly your leg. You can hold it. If it feels like the foot's just going, try and pull the toes back and butterfly the leg. That way it will protect the kneecap. And then we're going to take it off and try the other side. So flexing. Now to keep it flexed, pull them toes back. Make sure you get the little toe as well. Don't leave it out. Make sure you get all the toes in. Pulling them back and then letting the foot butterfly. Now remember, if you're on the floor, if your foot's further down, you might not be able to grab your toes. Just try and pull them back as much as possible. But up here, because of the way the leg is, we want to make sure that we really look after that knee. We want to work the hip, not the knee. And again, we're going to bring it down and swap it. So we're still pulling them toes back, but hopefully now they'll know to go back without us having to pull them. We're going to lean over the leg. So bringing our hands forward and leaning our hands towards the floor. You might not go very far, and that's okay. You'll feel it straight away into that hip and that thigh. Doesn't matter where you go. And then let's bring ourselves back up and try the other side. So again, it doesn't matter where you are, the same principles apply. You're just leaning forward. You're not leaning necessarily on the leg. You may, if you want to, push down on it, that's fine. But you're not leaning on the leg. You're just kind of reaching as if you're just trying to reach something off the floor. You'll feel this. I think this is a lovely stretch, especially if you've got sciatica. This is kind of, if you think about it, it's the opposite version of pigeon. If you were lying flat on your belly, this is basically what I've tried to get you to do in pigeon. But we find this position of our knee quite hard to get into without help. But I love it around the back of my hip. And then bringing it back up again. So, you're going to lift up your leg and hold underneath your knee. You're going to take your foot round in a circle. Now this is, again, similar to what we do when we're standing up to work the knees, when we're doing it like a ski. Like we're skiing, this is the same sort of thing, but we're doing it upside down-ish. and then we're going to take it in the opposite direction. So again, there isn't much movement that your knee can do, but this is just one movement. Slight little forward, backward, side, side. Tiny little movement that the knee can make. And then bring it down. So let's try the other side. So lift it up, flex the foot, take it round in a circle. It's lovely and warm in here. Let's hope this sun stays. I'm going to an outside bouncy castle thing today with my grandkids. So hopefully when I get there it doesn't change. Change direction. And then bring it down. Give your legs a little shake, give your bum a little shake. So from here, we're going to work, stretch the inside of our thighs. We're taking our feet nice and wide. And we can push out with our hands. Oh, my hips are not enjoying that today. Let me just change that bit. Yeah, that's better. So we're pushing out. From here, pulling our shoulders back, this is kind of goddess pose, so we can take the arms up and out, but keep pushing them knees out to the side. And you can kind of move side to side, which is similar that when we're standing in goddess pose, I tend to get you to move the other part, so I get you to move your bum side to side. But because we're sitting on a chair, we can't do that. So we kind of move our upper body instead. We can go round in a circle from this point as if we were winding, but down below. And then we always have to go in the opposite direction. And then we're bringing ourselves back to centre, bringing our hands back down onto our knees. So we're going to work our side muscle. This is a bit of a weird one, but you're going to squeeze, and it's going to be your muscles that work and your shoulder. You're going to bring your shoulder down towards the opposite knee, and you'll feel that back muscle start to stretch. But if that back muscle's stretching, that front muscle has to work. So then we bring it back up. So then we're going to squeeze down to the other side. Feel that muscle work right round that lower back. It's kind of a diagonal. But also feel it, or pull in your pelvic floor. Work that stomach muscle. Bring it back up. Let's try one more on each side. Squeeze down. Bring it back. And let's squeeze. And bring it back up. So we're going to turn towards our right leg. And we're going to go down towards the floor. But don't let that left knee drop in. Keep pushing it back. And walk it up. Bring it to the centre. Let's take it to the other side. Bring it down. If it doesn't go to the floor, don't worry, just hold the leg Put the blocks underneath, whatever you want to do. Letting the top of your head come towards your knee. Let's bring it back up. Bring it to centre. Bring them feet back in. You may want your band this time. You're going to place the band underneath the foot, keeping the back nice and straight. So I'm going to swing round this way. Keeping the back nice and straight, don't let your body curl down. Pull the leg in towards you. See if you can straighten the leg. Even if it only goes a little bit, don't worry, just hold it there. Don't let the shoulders come up, keep the shoulders pulling down. The elbow is in towards you so that you can pull in. And bring it down. Let's change feet. So pulling it in and pull. Let's try one more of those. There are our hamstrings, which we use constantly. So stomach in, pulling in. And let's change last time. And bring it down, unhook. So I'm going to turn my chair slightly around so that you can see what I'm doing with the back of my chair. You're sort of putting your bum to the edge of the chair, not too far to the edge, just to the edge. Now we're going into boat on a chair. You can bring your feet up and you can lean your back into the chair. So you've got that gap in between you and the chair so that your back's against the chair. And you're holding your legs in. You can lift the feet if you can a little bit more. And then you're trying to pull your back by pulling your shoulders back, pushing your chest forward. You might be able to lift your shoulders off the chair just a touch. And then bring the legs down. Let your back rest against the chair. So we're going to try one more, but we're going to see if we can let go with our hands. So again, if we want, we can rest our hands against the chair. We can lift the legs up. We can pull the shoulders back. See if we can lift the arms up. Pull the shoulders away from the chair. Remember, pulling everything in. Think about doing that ocean breath, because we're pulling in our pelvic floor, our abdominals. So we want to breathe into the top of our lungs. And then bring it down. From here, we're going into a chair child. You're tucking your hands underneath your legs and curling your head in. Again, same as child, you can take the knees apart and curve under. And then we're bringing ourselves back up. So if we use our block, we're bringing our foot onto our block and we're just stepping up and pushing our heel down. So we're up and down, pushing the heel up and down on the block. You're trying to push the heel as far to the floor as you possibly can. And then you're coming all the way up onto your tiptoe, pushing the foot back. Push the foot all the way to the floor, feeling that hamstring, the calf, and the solaris or the runner stretch just there. And taking it back up. And let's do one more, pushing down. And up onto your tiptoes. Now if you don't feel you're going over onto the little toe, make sure that you move over to it as well to give it a stretch. Take it right to the edge if you feel you need to. The tiptoes get a good stretch. And then let's change sides. So just moving them up and down to start off, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then we're going to push the heel down to the floor. Lift it up into a tiptoe. Push the heel back down. Up into a tiptoe. And push down. Up into a tiptoe. And push down. And bring it down, give your legs a bit of a shake. So you're staying on your chair, but you're going to take your leg, you're going to go kind of to the side, like an angle on your chair. You're going to turn, so that your one leg is turning towards the back of the chair, and then you can drop the leg and take it out, push the knee away, so that you're over your front leg. So if your left leg's back, your right leg's back, sorry, into that straight, push onto that toe. You're pushing into the front of that knee. You're going to lift the arm up and taking it into a warrior lunge, stretching the whole of the front of the body. Stretching that psoas muscle here from where we sit down. We're dropping that hip to the floor. And then we're going to come back down. Bring ourselves back to the corner of our chair. Take ourselves to the other corner of our chair. Turn the foot out so that we're facing the chair. Take that left leg out so that we're pushing the heel away. And we can lift the knee up and we'll feel the stretch. We can use the chair to push our body backwards. We can lift that arm up. If we feel we can lift up here without coming forward, we can then lift the other arm up. Bring the arm down. We've got time to do another one of those. Yeah, I'll do one more of those on each side. Because again, they're lovely to open us up. If we're sitting all day, and as you see, I haven't come off the chair at all today. I've stayed completely on the chair. But I needed to stretch your bum. I needed to stretch the front. I needed to give you a nice back stretch. All of these need to be done. Because this opens or stops us from recoiling forward. It's the opposite to sitting on a chair, this stretch here. And bring it back up. Last one. And bring it back round. So the only part we haven't done is the outside. We're going to cross our right leg over. And if we can scoot the foot round. If we can't, we leave it out. We're going to use our hands and push against our leg so that we're twisting. Then we can use the back of our chair again to pull us round. Now, our body's turning one way and our legs are going the other. We're going to turn our head and look over the left shoulder. So everything's kind of going in opposite directions. We're twisting the spine all the way up the body. Now this is a great stretch for anybody who suffers with any problems in the spine, so the spondylitis, because the spine starts to stretch, to go in a different direction, and this kind of twists it back. It's a hip stretch, twisting one way, the thoracic twisting one way, and then the next twisting in the opposite direction. So let's bring the head back to centre. Bring the upper body back to centre. Bring the hips and the knees back to centre. So let's try the other side. The foot goes over, so again we're twisting, twisting and twisting. We're twisting the spine to look round in the opposite direction and the thoracics. Then we turn the head to look in the same direction as that right knee, left knee, the top knee. Bring the head back to centre. Bring the body back to centre. Take the legs back to centre. Give them a bit of a shake. Give yourself a little shake. So from here we're going to bring ourselves back into our chair. Turn our shoulders round and down. Tuck our chin in. Relax back if we want to, or sit up nice and straight. Depends on where your chair is. We're going to think about the area down here, right at the bottom. So before we do anything, we're just going to breathe out. And then as we breathe in, we're going to pull in our pelvic floor. So we're going to lift up as if we're picking up a pea. Our abdominals are still free, but we're just holding that pelvic floor. And then we'll see if we can breathe out and hold it still. So the next breath in, we're going to see if we can pull in the abdominals. And then breathe out and see if we can hold both of them. So now we're going to pull it all into that chest. As we breathe in, we enforce that lower and upper. We pull it all into the top. Hold it there. So, we're kind of used to that, and we've been doing that, we've done that all the way through. Now we're going to see if we can take it a little bit higher by bringing in the third lock, which is similar to what we started at the beginning. Now this is the lock here. We were bringing it all the way up, so we were opening it. But as we push forward, drop and pull up, we kind of lock the top of our throat. So this is our chin lock. It's our third lock. And when we connect, we do the root lock, the abdominal lock, and the chin lock. We create what's called the great lock. And this core keeps energy inside the body, and it helps to zush us up and help us to feel a bit more energetic through the day. And it's our last week of children at home, so you probably need a little bit of a zush up to keep you going before they go back to school. So, the same thing that we've just been doing. We're going to breathe in, and as we do, we'll pull in the root lock. We'll hold it as we breathe out. We'll breathe in, we'll pull in the abdominal lock. We'll breathe out, we'll hold it. We'll puff up, using that upper glottis, closing it to get that ocean breath to fill up. Then we'll lock. We'll hold that energy inside, that air inside. Let it do its work. Let it pass into the body and let it grab all the rubbish that has to come out. Then we let it out. We keep our locks in, but we unlock our chin, and we again let that air out from here. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. I can't talk it, otherwise I can't breathe it. So let's start with the root lock. We're going to take our big breath in, lifting our arms, and then out through the mouth. And if you open your mouth, and it'll open up that epiglottis again. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we never got off the chair today. So I'm going to bring us up. So we stand up out of our chair and have a nice stretch back and a wiggle of our hips. Give yourself a nice little shake. Especially if you can. Now, if you can't stand up, if you're confined to a chair, then obviously don't stand up in case you fall over and I get into trouble. So, thank you very much. I'm going to stop that one now. Bye-bye.